guys, welcome to today's episode. For game number 1, we are against the blue-yellow Nami. She's a fan favorite leader for OP11 that a lot of people have been looking at, but I think that one of the sleeper picks is this green Jinbe. While I don't think that a list has been completely solved for him, I do think that this list is pretty good if you like the aggressive take on playing green. And for this matchup, I will say it's one of our harder matchups because Nami can just constantly become a 7k leader, but we can still win. It's still possible. So here we're setting up the Tashigi. That way then, in case they have like a Raging Tiger or something, we could insulate ourselves, but instead they had the Zeus to be able to remove our Tashigi right away. One of the key points for this deck is one of your biggest swings is the 7-cost Arlong that we run on the deck, which requires us to have 3 life or less, and our opponent to have 5 rested cards. So here though, I'm just thinking I'm gonna swing 5 so that way then I can still get a card out of their hand. And then I'm just going to play out the Jinbe so I can tap down their Zeus, give him character rush, and be able to swing in, still clearing a body. And then I'm able to restand him using leader effect. I do think that the leader effect on Jinbe is incredibly strong. There's just not too many real good 1-cost events for counter and stuff like that, so it is kind of a letdown right now, but I think that with a little bit more support, I do think that Jinbe could be one of the top tier meta decks. So hopefully in OP11 we do get the support that we need. Here for this turn, I do play the 6-drop and tap down their Nika Robin, and then I use Jinbe to give our 6-drop rush, so we're swinging 7 into 6, our Fisher Tiger. Right here, we want to get rid of this 6k body, which they just give it up for free there. So we're going to swing 5 first. This is going to get a card out of their hand. They're going to become 7k, but that's completely fine with me because now I'm just going to swing 9. We keep 1 Dawn up real quick for our Fisher Tiger's ability, just in case they had like a trigger from life that would KO one of our characters, then Fisher Tiger's effect would be able to go off so we could play another character. So here both of us are at 2 life. They do red rock our Jinbe, and knowing full well that that is kind of like one of our key cards in this matchup. Here they're going 8 into 5. I do take it. I was debating about countering out, but that would be giving up 4 cards for it, and I just didn't want to do that. I want to keep these deck-ins just in case I need to KO a big body. So here I'm going to start with the swing of 7. Just see exactly what they give me. So they do give me 2 cards by making their leader 7k and then just countering out with another. So we're going to lead off with the Kami. We do find the 7-cost Arlong, which, because we meet its requirements, is now a 4-cost 7k, which is crazy, especially for green to have such a power play like that. We do play the 5-drop to be able to rest down their buggy so we could swing into it, just to guarantee that they don't really have a way of lethaling us. There is a card that we do have to worry about in this matchup that has rush, well technically 2. There is the 8-cost Luffy, that's the secret rare from OP11, and then there is the Ace, the 10-cost Ace that's yellow. But we do have enough counter to be able to still keep ourselves alive. So here we're just going to counter out real quick. That kind of tells us that they're going to utilize their Dawn for some strong plays. So here they just play out the 5-drop Nami, crazy card itself, being able to draw 3, and then instead of trashing 2, you get to put 2 either on top or bottom of your deck. Incredible. Then they play the yellow 5-drop Nami to be able to KO one of our big bodies. So here they still got a lot of cards in hand, but I don't really see exactly, like, I don't think that we can go for life here in order to win the game. So I don't want to play out the Hody Jones right now. I could play out the Arlong, be able to freeze their leader for a turn. So first I'm going to swing 7 into 5. That way then if they do use leader effect, then they have to give up another card. Then I'm going to swing another 7 into 5 because they didn't use leader effect. They do just give up the blocker Nami. So here I'm just thinking, I'm like, okay, so this 4-cost Arlong is looking really good now. We can stop their leader so that way then they don't have 2 swings to come at face. So I'm just doing the math. Do I want to swing with Kami right now, or do I just want to put all the Dawn on my lead and just swing a big, guaranteeing 1 life? So do I want to get 2 cards out of hand or just get a life? So here I decide I'm just going to swing 5 with Kami. They do give me a card. And then that leaves me 3 Dawn, so I can still get a life this way too. And then I do play out the Arlong. I use his effect. I'm just going to get rid of one of these 2 Hodys because we don't need it. And now I will restand the 7k Arlong. That way then we can at least protect another body on our field. They do have the 8-drop Luffy. So they swing 8 here, but I'm fine with that. Yeah, they do bounce back our 4-cost Arlong, so they put a brick back into our hand. But that's completely fine. So here we do take that, but we have more than enough counter to be able to counter out of this swing from the Nami, and this should just be game because they only have 3 cards left in hand. Alright, so for game number 2 is a blast from the past. We're against Red Black Garp. I haven't seen this leader in a long time, but I do think that with all of the support that Navy has been getting recently, I do think that Black Red Garp does have a chance in the OP11 meta. Especially if you look at maybe Blue Purple Luffy getting nerfed. At that point, I do think that Black Red Garp could be really strong. So they are playing the 2-cost Luffy that has Dawn ×2. It can't be KO'd by battle with other strike characters. And funny enough, most of our Fishman cards are all strike characters, so those kind of become a pain in the butt real fast. Here we do just stop their leader swing after playing that Arlong. That way then, you know, we're not taking so much damage so fast. The 4-drop Arlong is kind of important in this deck, I will say that. He's kind of one of our main defenses. You also have the 3-drop Arlong that is good at stopping characters as well. So here we're at 6 Dawn. I'm thinking about what I want to do. So I could play out the Fisher Tiger, be able to tap down one of the Luffys and get rid of it while he doesn't have Dawn attached to it. So here instead, yeah, I play the 5-drop and then I just swing 6k into that and then pass the turn after restanding a Dawn. So we played the 5-drop here instead of one of the 6-drops because I wanted to guarantee that, like, if they did decide to counter out of the first swing, I did have a second swing that could go into it. Here they play a Garp, and they're able to lower the cost of our Fisher Tiger, so that way then Garp can just clear it. I do think that that Garp is crazy. And then they swing 5 with the Luffy. So I'm gonna have to, I know I'm going to counter out of this one because he still has a 7k swing at me, and countering out 1 card compared to losing 2 cards, it's just the better choice. So here we're at 8 Dawn. So there's a couple different things that we could do. I'm gonna start off with a 5k swing at lead. They do counter out of that. And then I'm going to play out the Vanderdecken, discard one of our Fisher Tigers, and then pop their Garp. And then I'm going to play out the 6-drop Fisher Tiger. I'm going to tap down their other Luffy just for fun, and then I'm going to restand 1 Dawn. That way then we have the Fisher Tiger's ability still up in case I want to do that. So here they play out the 8-cost Isho, and then they attach 2 to one of the Luffy's. So they attach another one, and then they swing 6. I'm thinking about countering out here, giving up the Tashigi, which I do. Then they swing 5 with the lead. I will take that one. So we did get the 3-cost Arlong from on top of our life, which is really strong. We do have the 7-drop Arlong, which is only a 4-drop in our hand because we meet the conditions. So I'm just thinking, okay, so that's gonna be, it's gonna be 7 Dawn right there, or I could play the Fisher Tiger plus the Arlong, but here I'm just gonna swing 7. This guarantees a card taking a life. I'm gonna swing 5, see what they want to do with this. They do counter out of that one. So I'm like, okay. Here we're going to go Arlong. I could have played Arlong first, but that way then I could swing for 6, but it didn't really matter too much. Here I'm just going to play out the Fisher Tiger, and then I'm going to attach this last Dawn to our Decken and swing into the Luffy because Decken is not a strike character. So they do counter out of that one too, so they're down to 0 cards left in hand. We do stand our Fisher Tiger back up, and as long as we can stay alive this turn, we pretty much have lethal. So here they attach a Dawn to their Isho, making him 9k. They do have the Brook, so they were able to get rid of the Fisher Tiger. Here I'm debating about using Fisher Tiger's ability, but he still has a lot of Dawn up, so I decide I'm not going to. I would have to trash a card and play the card from hand, so I'd be down 2 cards, leaving me only a 2k. So here they do attach 3 Dawn to their Kobe. They start off with the Kobe swing for 7. I'm thinking, do I want to counter out right now? I decide not to. So here they go 5 into 2 instead of trying to go after life. They attach 2 to their Luffy that can swing. Attach another 2. Attach 1 more. They swing 8. So here we will counter out. And then they're going to swing for 10 with the Isho. And at this point, it's just game. We swing 5 with the Arlong. They take. We swing 7 with the Fisher Tiger. They take. And then we just attach the rest of the Dawn and swing for game. Alright, so game number 3 is against another old school deck, the Black Purple Z. So, black is notorious for being green's worst color, but I do think that given a lot of the support that they've received recently, I do think that green is becoming more and more protected against it. Things like Tashigi and KO effects and stuff like that, I think, are really strong to help support green. So here, we did play out the Kami on our first turn, and now on our second, we're just going to be aggressive right out the bat, swing 5 with Kami, and then we're going to be swinging another 5 with leader. So they do get a trigger. They got one of the EBO2 events, the music events, allowing them to look at the top 4 and add a 4 cost or higher card to their hand. So they do add the Kamazo. And then here we're just able to restand our Kami. One of the cards that you are looking for if you do play into this matchup is you're looking for your 4 cost Arlong, because Z's effect is when attacking. So if you're able to just stop him from attacking, he can't KO anything with his leader ability, so he has to rely solely on the cards in his hand. So here we play out a Fisher Tiger, tap down their Brook, swing 6 into 4. They're giving it a good long think, and then they just let it go, so then we swing 5 into 5. They should counter out of this one. I know I would counter out in this situation, so. Which they do. They give us a Laboon for a 1k counter. And then after that, we just pass the turn. We had too many cards in our hand, so we couldn't restand the Fisher Tiger, but realistically in this type of matchup, black is always just going to KO your stuff by cost reducing. They're not really ever going to actually swing into anything other than to like get a card out of your hand, but that's about it. So there they played the God Thread, and then they're just swinging 7 at us with leader. We take it. We're down to 3, but that's fine because now our 7 drop is online for his effects. So what we could do here is we're going to swing 5, and then we have just enough Dawn to play the Arlong and play Tashigi to protect it. So now if they want to get rid of this Arlong, they got to get rid of the Tashigi first. So here I'm also just thinking about my next turn, thinking about what cards my opponent could have. I don't think that they would have enough to be able to get rid of both in the same turn. They would have to have something like Laboon plus, what is it? They would have to be able to reduce the Arlong and be able to lower down the Tashigi enough for leader effect. But here they just play out the 8-drop Katakuri for purple that has blocker. So I am looking at that Decken because that Decken is real good right now if we can get it down to be able to get rid of this Katakuri. So I start off with a 8k swing. So they do take that. And then I'm just thinking, so the best play that I would want to do is the 4-drop Arlong plus the Decken, so that's 6 Dawn, so that would only leave me 2 Dawn left, so that's the reason why I swing 7. I'm also trying to coax him into the free block, quote unquote, not knowing that his character would be KO'd. But he just gives me 2 cards from hand instead, so I'm just going to play out the Arlong, pitch one of these 0-cost events, stop their leader from swinging this turn, restand my Arlong, and yeah, just leave the Dawn up. So now he has no characters that he can swing into, and he still has to get rid of that Tashigi if he wants to get rid of another body. And this is also one of the good examples of why the 4-cost Arlong is huge in this matchup, because now, even though he played the 10-drop Kuzan, he's not able to KO another card by swinging with leader. So here, he just swings with his Katakuri that's going to restand at the end of his turn. We just take it. They're down to 1 card in life, and then only 5 cards in hand. So we're just going to play out the Hody Jones right now. We're going to start off with a 7k swing. Get 2 cards out of their hand, most likely. So then we're going to do another 7k swing. So they would have to, they do take that one. Waiting to see if they have any trigger. They did, but it's just God Thread to gain a Dawn, which doesn't matter. So then we swing another 7 and they scoop.